So this would have to be telepathy. So she was talking through her mind, and I heard it as if we were visual audibly talking to each other. I That's when I noticed the light right off to my right shoulder. And as I noticed the light, it was like it was bringing me to it, or it was coming to me, but it was getting closer. And as I'm noticing the light getting closer, everything I'm looking at, everything I'm seeing around me, it seemed familiar. Like I had been here before, I had seen it before, and had somehow forgot about it. So as this light is approaching me, I see a picture of me just pop up. Now in this picture, I was about like I would say by 11. Now at the time I got hit, I was 3. So, but in the picture, I was about 11, and my siblings were in the picture as well. And as I'm looking at the picture, I'm remembering the moment as if I have already lived it, even though I'm only 3. So I looked at the picture and it's like, hey, I remember that. And as I'm going over the picture and remember the moment, it goes by. And then another picture pops up, and then another. Before you know it, I'm just watching images or pictures that are going by like this. Now they were actually going by like this, but to me it was like it was, I was living every second of every moment. And when I fell into the tunnel, I looked to the left, and I could see that there were other people stepping into the same like tunnel, and to the right it was the same thing. So I figured that these people had just went through the exact same video or images that I had went through with their lives. So as I'm come to that conclusion, to my right now is it was a person to my right. When I noticed the person to my right, it was like I did this. I looked to the right and I instantly looked forward. It's like I didn't want to look at that person to my right. It was like I felt ashamed to look at that person to my right. I felt as if everything that I had just saw in the life review, that person already knew. And so, and I was a little ashamed of it. Although I don't know why. I mean, I don't consider myself that bad a person, but I wasn't worthy to even look at him. So I'm looking, so I decided to look straight. And when I looked straight ahead, there was a door in front of me, and there was some writing above the door. And I inwardly knew that I could go through that door, but also knew that if I did, everything or whatever, things would be different. And I didn't want to go through that door. So, with that said, there was to the right of me, there was it was like it was a darkness that was separated by like a dimensional wall. That's the only way I can explain it. But it was a huge eye. It was a huge eye when I'm to the right. When I noticed it was a huge eye, and it was not like it was just a fixed eye. The eye, I noticed the eye could see me, and I could see it, but I also knew that it couldn't harm me because I felt a bit of fear when I looked at that eye because it was huge. And the moment as I'm feeling that fear, I feel from coming from the right, I now feel like a 2 or 3 mile an hour breeze hit me. So I'm looking at this eye, and I'm kind of a little nervous or scared. And then that breeze hit me. And when that breeze hit me, it was as if the word fear didn't make any sense to me. Like I knew at that instant I didn't have anything to fear in existence. So it was at this point now I found myself like turned 180 degrees. And now I'm holding hands with the lady that called me to come to her. Now, if you think about it, I've seen a lot since she called me to come to her, you know. And it's at this point I believe I've had several conversations with several people. So he asked me, after he chuckled, he asked me what was the real reason that I wanted to go back. And my answer this time was, I want to go back and leave the world a better place than I had. Because I felt like, inwardly, I felt like I hadn't really made an impact on this world. I hadn't really made an impact on my life, period. And I just felt like I could do better. And with that said, all of a sudden, I found myself moving at such a rate of speed, it was almost like it was cartoonish. You know how you can see a cartoon person flying and their arms welling behind them? That's how fast it seemed like I was moving. And all of a sudden, I'm stopped. Now, I'm back in front of the screen again. And as I'm looking at this screen, it seemed like it had been 100 years since been back to the screen. And I'm almost wondering, why am I back here, even though I was just told with the conversation I will be going back. So the next thing I know is I'm actually going inside of the screen. And it's not like it was just a straight, straight walk through. It's like I went inside and then I'm in a tunnel. And it's moving around and you can hear chimes and things of that nature. And the next thing you know is I'm hovering inside the bumper. I'm looking down through the bumper and I can see me looking up like this. So it's like a mirror. I'm looking at me, looking down. And I'm knowing at any second, I'm going to be back inside of this body. So I took the time to ask the question. I said, will I be back? And I didn't initially hear anything, but I'm knowing at any millisecond I'm going to be back. So it's like I was trying to hold myself back with my will until I heard the answer to this question. So I said, will I be back? And the answer I heard that still to this day resonates for me because I think it has a deeper meaning. The answer I heard was always. And once I heard always, I felt a little bit of relief and I was okay with being back in the body. The next thing I know is boom. Now I'm looking up at the bumper like nothing has happened. And it's at this point that I am picked up by the guy who hit me, and he hands me to my mother.